Hey vinyl community, this is Chris. I'm here to do a video on a music update. I've had some albums I've accumulated over the past couple of months probably, so I thought I'd take this break from the Gimme 10 classical stuff and show some other music. This one will end up being mostly folk music, but you know, we'll see how that goes. So I had bid on a eBay auction for some Martyn Carthy albums, a lot of them, not a lot, but a lot, and I ended up winning that, and as a result, this is one of the ones I got. They all turned out to be, I think Topic had a 1977 reissue series of all the Martyn Carthy albums, so I think this is his first album with Dave Swarbrick on Topic. But like I said, this is a 77 reissue series. This is a 1965 original issue. Folk music, you know, a mainstay of a lot of British bands, you know, in that early folk era, folk rock. And as a result of that, winning that bid, I ended up with 2 copies of this album, because I already had one, Crown of Horn. This is 1970 something, 71 maybe, 76. So there's the Topic version, and this I think was the one that I already had, which is the American version that was put out on Rounder Records. Martyn Carthy, Crown of Horn, Best Guitarist, Best Male Singer, as you can plainly see. And then staying in the British folk scene, the Watersons. This is 1966 on Topic. I like how Topic puts the date on them, but I don't like how they label it. They say first issued by Topic and then the year, so always makes it sound like it's a reissue of some type. But so mostly you know, unaccompanied vocal folk music, the Watersons. And similar to the Watersons, Peter Bellamy, 1968, doing folk songs. Mainly Norfolk is the title of this, and how Peter Bellamy describes himself, though he was not born there. He was from the band Young Tradition, who also, you know, didn't use much accompaniment for their folk songs. There's the back of the album. There's a shot of a young Peter Bellamy, 23 years old, I think. Then some British folk guitarist, Ralph McTell. This is 1969, Spiral Staircase on Transatlantic. There's the upside down label. Spiral Staircase. And I picked up another one also, You Well-Being Brought Me Here. Gatefold. Oh, I guess it goes this way. 19... I think this was 71. No, 69, so I guess that makes this one 71. And it looks like it's on the Famous label. And some more British folk. John and Beverly Martyn, Road to Ruin. This is 1970. And it's on, this is a white label promo on Warner Brothers. So I forgot to say, to preface all this, that, you know, I'll use the standard VC phrase that, you know, this will be a quick update video. So now more British folk, or at least the voice of British folk, Maddy Pryor. This is Maddy Pryor Band rather than with Steel Eye Span. So, Hooked on Winning on the Plant Life label. So this is later Maddy Pryor, 1982. And more Maddy Pryor and the Answers. I think this is 1983. Oh, no. And the title of this is Going for the Glory on Spindrift Records. So, Maddy Pryor. And then Robin Williamson from the Incredible String Band. Post-Incredible String Band, Legacy of the Scottish Harpers. I had acquired volume 2 of this, I think, last year sometime. This is on Flying Fish label, 1984. So, Flying Fish. So, if you can get the close-up there, there's, well, cover's even better. There's harp. Now some U.S. folk, or folk country. And Rural Free Delivery from 1973 on Warner Brothers. I keep seeing the video freeze up on me. Don't know what it'll be like on when you guys view it, but you know, Warner Brothers, Eric Weissberg, Rural Free Delivery. He may be best known for his involvement with the movie Deliverance with the dueling banjos. And so here's the that album related to the movie, a scene from the movie for the front cover. Other than the song Dueling Banjos, this entire album was released in 1963 on New Dimensions in Banjo and Bluegrass. But otherwise, they tacked on the one song and put out a new album. And I picked up this Clancy Brothers Greatest Hits recently. So it's a Greatest Hits album. It was a re-recorded album in 1973 when Lewis Killen there, I think at the bottom, joined the band. Or maybe he's right up there. But I had started, being more interested in Lewis Killen. So when I found out that he had recorded this album, yeah, there he is there. So Clancy Brothers Greatest Hits 2 LP set. New recordings as of 1973 on Vanguard. And then here's a Lewis Killen album from 1962 or 63, 1962. Along the Coaly Tyne. Old and new Northumbrian songs. So, folk songs. There's the Topic label, 1962. Lewis Killen plays banjo and concertina. He's accompanied with, or also has Johnny Handel on guitar and melodeon. And then they are both accompanied by Colin Ross, tin whistle, fiddle, and Northumbrian pipes. And then I picked up this album by the Seamens Institute, Heart of Oak. So, seafaring songs on folkways. (1976). And I think I got this because I saw at some point there may have been some involvement by Lewis Killen with this band, but you know, the Seamens Institute, you know, a lot of the music I sampled was you know, very minimal accompaniment, so mostly vocal, which sounded real good on this style songs. And then Shirley Collins, Amaranth, 1976 album, released in 76 on Harvest. Standard Harvest label. So one side is Anthems in Eden, which I think was a 1969 recording, and then the rest of the album was 75 and 76. I had the Anthems in Eden. I had a cassette of that, but I did not have the version of the album. Nice textured cover. So Shirley Collins, folk. Now, okay, we're halfway there. Back to the U.S. Roger Sprung, Progressive Bluegrass. This is also on Folkways. This is volume 3 of this Roger Sprung Progressive Bluegrass series. And then some solo guitar. Robbie Basho. Basho Sings on the Tacoma label from 1967. There's the back of the cover. This is one of my big regrets. I think when I was living in Orlando, Florida, you know, I worked downtown and I visited the local library there and their little used book and music store. And one time I came in there and they had 2 Robbie Basho albums there for 50 cents a piece or $1 a piece. And, you know, I did not recognize who that was, so I just ignored them for a while and they disappeared. And then I finally realized what I what I needed to do, and ran back there, and of course, gone. But there's the Tacoma label. So, needless to say, those weren't $1 a piece. Then I got this. Somebody had shown this, I think, and made me realize I needed to pick it up. The Flatlanders. Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Butch Hancock, and Joe Ely. This is 1972 recordings. A newly discovered tape of it, so they put these out. Plus, 4 or 6 new recordings. So this is a 2017 reissue of those 1972 recordings. And like most of the Flatlanders stuff, they've been issued many times and in many formats. So there's the label on New West. Nice heavy duty. Everything's very heavy duty on that recording. And then sort of related, at least, out in that area of the country. Jerry Jeff Walker Reunion, 1980 something. This is an MCA issue on South Coast Records, 1981, it looks like. And then more solo guitar. Leo Kottke, Circle Around the Sun. This is on the Symposium label. And I think this is 1969. And then some more bluegrass-ish music. Dillard, Hartford, and Dillard. So John Hartford with members of the Dillards band. On Flying Fish, around 1980. I forget what it is at the moment, but kind of a later issue from them. Hedge and Donna. So some sort of soulful folk music, 1969 era. I'll try to correct myself in the comments. On the Capitol label. This is called All the Friendly Colors. Hedge and Donna. And then I forget why I pulled this off the shelf, but something prompted me to look at that, and so revisited this. David Thomas, vocalist from Pere Ubu. This is a post or a solo outing. Dave Thomas and the Pedestrians. And the Pedestrians included Richard Thompson, the one-time Fairport Convention member and long solo career. So This is on the Plurex label. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of pink on blue, though. You know, sort of David Thomas's you know, quirky vocals, avant pop stylings, whatever you want to call it. And I ran into this website that had you know, unusual albums featured on there, and one of them was they were talking about the Laurie Anderson Home of the Brave interview album, 2 LP promo set that was issued, which, you know, interview album, but it's interspersed with you know, music from this movie, which made me pull out this Laurie Anderson United States Live box set. So this is a 5 LP set. There's one of the albums, Laurie Anderson, wife of Lou Reed. On this Warner Brothers label. So 5 LPs. Someplace in here there's a booklet. I'm pretty sure. Well, there is. I don't see it at the moment, so. Those are the 5 albums that make up this set. And then the last one, I forget who it was that I saw showing this, but it made me decide that I needed to get it too. The complete Chris Bell box set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6 LPs make this up. You know, I had the I Am the Cosmos reissue CD, but didn't have all this other stuff. So it's got Looking Forward, The Roots of Big Star, and then C, 7 States from Rock City, I Am the Cosmos, 2 LPs of outtakes and alternate tracks, and then an interview LP. So this one does have a booklet, and I think there's some unboxing videos out there. So I won't go through the whole thing, but there's Chris Bell. I didn't check, but I'm assuming that's down by the Mississippi River. So, some good stuff there. So, that's my music update, mostly folk. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll be back again with Give Me 10 1957 in the near future. So, thanks everybody. Bye.